What is up, people of YouTube? I'm your host Vernon. This is Cold Creek Pond. Let's fish that. Alright, so a week ago, the video that I released, the same day they stocked some trout here in southern Nevada in our ponds. So officially our trouting season has started. So to start off the season, we made our way out here to Cold Creek Pond for the simple reason that this is still pretty warm out here. During December, January and February it does get quite cold with lots of snow around. So while it's still pretty warm out here, we're out here to do some trout fishing. Okay, so just to be clear, these are all stocked trout, no wild trout in these ponds. This pond only has trout in it, the trout that's been stocked. So we're going to be using stuff like power baits. Let's see if we can get some on artificial lures as well. So let's get everything set up and start fishing. Alright guys, so I like using little spinners and flies to try and catch some trout because I like the excitement of them chasing the lures and stuff. But the easier way to catch trout is using little power bait. So I'm quickly going to show you guys how to rig up some power bait. Now in places like Cold Creek Pond, these fish are a bit skittish. They don't want to go for big things, so you don't need a lot of power bait. You can just take a small amount and make a little ball like that, and you just put that on your hook. The more of the hook you have exposed, the more the fish can see it, the less likely they are to go for it. So if you can cover your entire hook, it's better, but you also stand the risk of the fish swallowing the entire hook then, so it's more likely to get gut hooked. So if you do gut hook them, please do rather keep them than trying to release them. So you get all sorts of hooks out there for trout fishing. I'd like to use the little panfish hooks. These are the ones that have a longer shaft on them. The idea being that the fish don't swallow the entire hook because it's way too long for them to get the entire thing in their mouths. So they go for the bait in the front, but less likely to get gut hooked if you use the longer shafts on the hooks rather than using smaller, shorter hooks.
Again.
Okay. And there we go guys, one on the power baits and we got one on a spinner already. I'm gonna go swing. Alright guys, unfortunately we dropped this one in the sand, but nice size little trout. We're going to keep these ones today. This one on the power bait, we don't know how it was hooked. Most of the times with the power bait they tend to swallow them, so just to be on the safe side, we're keeping some of these stock trout for today. Alright guys, we finally got one on a little trout magnet. Been bouncing this on the bottom. Been having quite a lot of hits from them but struggling to set the hook, but we finally got one. You can see the little trout magnet directly in the bottom lip. And the wife's got one as well. With what were you catching?
Rooster tail.
A little rooster tail.
Black and gold.
Our trusted spinnerbait.
Oh no, it's the green and pink and white one.
So the rainbow colored spinnerbait. Okay, so we already have 4 little trouts that we got on a stringer. This little one is a bit small, so we're going to let him go, seeing as he was hooked nicely. And off he goes. This water is super clear. You can see them swimming all the way back to the school of fish. Alright guys, we had a pretty good time out here. We caught a total of 5 little trout. We let 1 go. We're taking 4 home with us. They stocked this pond with over 1,000, so there's still lots of fish around. Still see them swimming around, but it is kind of tricky to catch them. Earlier this morning, power bait seemed to work pretty well, and then all of a sudden that stopped. Then we got a few on the spinners, and like someone flipped the switch, that stopped again. And then we started getting them by having little worm imitations and stuff that you bounce off the bottom. I started getting a lot of follows and bites on that. But after having an entire season of all sorts of different fish that we were targeting, you kind of have to get in the right mindset, and the way the trout grab your lures and stuff is completely different to other fish. So you have to get used to that again and know when to set the hook. Because I ripped the lures in front of the fish. Well, I actually ripped the lures away from the fish quite a lot. Just having to get used to that, when to set the hook, when the fish has the little lure. That's something you get more used to the more you do it throughout the season. Alright, but I hope you guys enjoyed this little video out here. I just wanted to do a video like this to just tell you guys that the ponds have been stocked again, and it's officially trout season. We can get out there and catch some trout again. Alright, but thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give me a little thumbs up. If the first video of mine you're seeing, please consider hitting the subscribe button, joining my community, see what other videos I have out there. Feel free to ask anything down in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.